Hello, my name's Historian Josh.
And I'm Historian Pat.
And welcome to, we talk about history on YouTube in HD. Okay, let's get moving.
And what are we going to be talking about today, Josh?
Well, today we're going to be talking about life on the western frontier in the late 1800s.
Wow, that's very interesting. What was life like back then?
Well, I'll tell you, Jim.
My name's not Jim.
What?
You call me Jim. That's not my name.
Moving on. Well, Western life wasn't exactly how you thought it was back then.
Yeah, I heard all them stories was made up.
Where'd you hear that?
Wikipedia.
Okay. Usually you see in the movies and all the paintings and stuff that the cowboys, they live good lives and all that. They live glamorous lives, but, you know, like, you always see them getting chased by wild Indians and you see them rounding up cattle and all that stuff. Well, however,
Cowboys actually led a very hard and boring life. They would work up to 14 hours a day on their ranch and then spend 14 more hours in the trails.
yeah, and also everybody thinks they're like white old people and stuff, but in reality they were either Mexican or African American, and even Spanish too. Definitely not like how they show it in the movies and everything like that.
Definitely not, Joe.
Why'd you call me Joe?
Because you call me Jim.
Are you serious? Come on. Don't call me Joe. Don't call me Joe. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Don't call me Joe. Don't call me Joe. Let's go. Well, the natives had lived in the Western land for years before the whites had come in. All the settlers come in, and they're trying to take the land. They're trying to use it for their own good. They hunted. We're talking about the Native Americans. They hunted and settled in these areas, and they learned a lot from the Spanish before too.
Yeah, I mean, after the Spanish introduced the horse and guns to the natives, that made things a heck of a lot easier for them.
Well, you sure are right, Jim.
See, now you're starting again.
Well, you started it first. You did it too. Well, I don't know why I wanna.
Historian Josh will not be with us for a short period of time due to an injury sustained on the job. After the settlers were all comfortable in their homes in the West, gold was being discovered in the same area. Anglo-Americans came and taken the land from the settlers, justifying it by saying that natives don't own the land. However, the natives established a sophisticated lifestyle that was eventually broken up due to new settlers and their ignorance.
Okay, I'm back, and as you know, when somebody tries to take your land that you were in first, what are you gonna do? You're just gonna let them take it, huh?
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? You're just gonna let them take it? No, you're not gonna let them take it. You're obviously gonna put up a fight. So, like, there were many battles and massacres like that the white settlers started, you could say, after they moved into the West. Namely, some were massacre at Sand Creek, the Red River War, Wounded Knee, and many more. And they all had one thing in common. Well, most of them had one thing in common. The U.S. soldiers had started it.
And that brings to me another point. These are all these stories of cowboys being independent heroes, but in reality, they were protected by the U.S. governments from the Native Americans and their laws.
Very true, Jim. Very true, Jim.
Hey.
These laws were the dumbest thing known to man. Probably the worst. Probably the worst against the Native Americans was the Dawes Act. This act tried to bring the natives, who already had their own culture and way of life, well, they wanted to bring them into an American way of life. They wanted them to adapt to a white civilization, and the natives just didn't want to do that. It split up the law. It split up the native tribes. They split apart families and gave land to the unmarried men and unmarried and married women. Well, on a serious note, the West was another way that we as Americans had discriminated another culture for some land that they occupied before. And we have again made them out to be looking like the bad guy. It is sickening.
The whole reason the white settlers came to the West was to get gold. They were a bunch of greedy savages.
Yep, indeed, sir. Now we need to talk about these settlers that went in there. Alright, their life was hell. They had harsh depression, they had a lot of back-breaking work, they had severe loneliness, and insanity. These were all just some of the symptoms that people living on the frontier would sustain. Uh, to pass time, the only thing they had to do was reading, dancing, stuff like that. That was boring.
Very true, Joe. This is how the newspaper business skyrocketed. The first mail service began in April of 1860, and it delivered both newspapers and mail. This soon was replaced by the telegraph, but it was the start of a wide U.S. postal service out to the west. Also, they had quiddling, dancing, and occasional parties to pass time.
Yeah, and when they passed that time, another thing that also brought the settlers to the west was farming. The farming was how they made their living. That's why they moved out to the west, because they got land and they got land settlement encouraged by the government. The government gave them free land. You could get 160 acres of land for free if you were the head of the household and if you head out west. The government also built a lot more railroads and stuff like that to get in the west far more easier. Yeah, there were never any Mexican standoffs or anything like that.
And now getting back to the cowboy side of life. There was never any real clash between them and the natives. That was the government's job.
Yep.
As we said, cowboys worked long hours and with back-breaking work.
Yeah, there are probably still myths about cowboys and Indians and all that stuff that you still believe. So we're about to show you some. Okay, you probably think that bank robbers, they were just everywhere in the West. Well, however, there were only records of 8 bank heists in the U.S. in the 40 years. You probably also think there was guns blazing around every corner. Actually, gun laws back then were stricter than even how they are now. And those are just a few to name off.
Would you say we covered everything, Joe?
Yeah, now I think it's time to get funky.
Don't call it a comeback. They've been there for years, hurting my ears, put white people in fear. Trail of tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the drums go boom, explosions. Overpowering over these settlers. I'm tribing, wrecking fams. When I drop these lyrics that'll make you sell your land. Don't you dare stay. You better move. Go back to the bay. Don't come back or you pay the price. White people get sliced and diced. I'm gonna kick you out.
US to kick you out.
I'm gonna kick you out.
US to kick you out.
I'm gonna kick you out.
US to kick you out.
I'm gonna kick you out.
US to kick you out. Don't call this a regular stand.
Off.
I'm gonna steal this land. I'm gonna steal this land. I'm gonna take this little bit of land by storm. And I'm just getting warm. Just like the US generals, they call them murderers. Watch them bash this beat like a skull. Cause you know they beat us. Why do they need to hit us? They're maniac psychos. And I will pull out my arrows and get ready cause it might go. Pew. How y'all like me now? The river will not allow. We don't have beef with these degenerates. Listen to my horse sift. I'm farming, disarming. Kinda like it's my job. So you could say I'm harming. Old English filled my mind. And these railroads are easy to find.
I'm gonna kick you out.
US to kick you out.
I'm gonna kick you out.
US to kick you out.
I'm gonna kick you out.
US to kick you out.
I'm gonna kick you out.
US to kick you out.
Shadow boxing when I heard you on the newsletter. Just gets better. What made you forget that I was strong? But now I see that you're wrong. I'm going insane, starting the hurricane, releasing pain. Letting you know that you can't gain this land unless you shake my hand. Ripping, killing, digging, drilling a hole. Past the old gold, there is a rush out in this land. White people making off with grands. I wish I could have all those bands, but at least I still got my clan. I'm gonna kick you out.
You said to kick you out.
I'm gonna kick you out.
You said to kick you out.
I'm gonna kick you out.
You said to kick you out.
I'm gonna kick you out.
You said to kick you out. Musket blasts are heard when they rip and kill at will. The chief of the hour, tower of sorrow. I'll break down her. I'm gonna tie you up and let you understand that I'm not your average chief. When I got a knife here in this sheath. Damn, ooh, listen the way I slay your crew. Damage, 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 damage. Destruction, terror, and mayhem. Pass me an arrow, so suckers, I'll slay him. Farmers,
What?
Farmers,
What?
I'm ready.
We're ready.
I think I'm gonna light a village.
Get down.
On fire and sell it to a bar. Don't you never ever push my buttons, cause I explode. And my bow is easy to load. I gotta thank Chief, cause he gave me the strength to fight back hard. Kick you out. You said to kick you out.
I'm gonna kick you out.
You said to kick you out.
I'm gonna kick you out.
You said to kick you out.
I'm gonna kick you out.
You said to kick you out.
I'm gonna kick you out.
You said to kick you out.